Your eyes do not deceive you. Yes, Outta Pocket is live. We have a MLB trade deadline at 6 p.m. today, and we are counting down the minutes. We are counting down the hours. Today, we have a very special treat for you. Not only will Mike be making his Top Rope Tuesday return, but he will also be talking MLB trade deadline. But right now, we have the one, the only man ready for the quick hits. We got podcast underscore Smitty Shannon Smith. He is a pro wrestling guy, and I am Michael Davis. It is time to get out of pocket. This is your hour-long special dedicated to not only the MLB trade deadline, not only the Olympic sports, but also wrestling with Top Rope Tuesday, because SummerSlam is this Saturday. Monday Night Raw was last night. In addition to that, what a episode we have in store for you today. Oh my goodness. I had to bring in my guy. Podcast underscore Smitty. Shannon, you excited for today?
I'm very excited, man. I've been doing a lot of looking and back and forth. I've been off the past 2 days, so I've been able to just soak everything in.
Well, I'm glad you've had time to soak everything in. Excited for what this show is about to go for us. If you guys are just joining us, we want to say before we get into the Olympic sports, we want to make sure you're aware that we are doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. If you have not gotten college football, the new video game yet, this is your opportunity. We have about 340 some subscribers right now on our YouTube. And once we reach 500, immediately when we reach 500, we're going to put all those names into a draw, and one lucky person is going to get college football 25. This is quite the giveaway. That way you don't have to spend 70 or so dollars on this video game, but it is well worth it, especially if it's free. And if you've missed it, Shan Smith got to play some Tecmo Bowl a couple weeks ago on Quick Hits. How was that?
Oh, it was fun. It was fun, man. Of course, I had to show why Bo Jackson is the cheat code for both of the Tecmo Bowls. So that was fun to do. I had a good time with it. There's a surprise on the Tecmo Super Bowl. So if you haven't watched it yet, there's a surprise on it. There's always been this talk that Bo is just the quintessential guy on that game, but something happens in the game that I didn't expect. So watch the video, you'll see.
Well, now that makes me want to go back and rewatch it, because maybe I missed something. So that is available on our YouTube channel. Shan Smith drops quick hits every Wednesday. He's got a couple special Get the Pass interviews where he did invite one of our Boom Broadcasting personnel, Aaron Schneider, in to talk some baseball. So I'm excited that Shannon is a part of this baseball episode later on today. But man, let's get into it, because we have quite the slate in store for you. You guys can be a part of the show, by the way. If you want to drop a comment on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook live stream, your comment can pop up right here on the screen. Engage with us, talk with us. We want to hear from you. That's why we do these live streams. Well, the Olympics are underway, and it is taken the world by storm, whether for good, bad, or indifferent. But we're going to focus on the positives. We're going to focus on the actual sports versus all the other noise that happens in the political realm, because this is a sports show. We are going to separate those two. And so hopefully you are enjoying these Olympics. Shannon, there's so many sports to cover when it comes to the Olympics. What is the one thing that stands out to you the most?
As far as sports wise, this year is the first year for competitive breaking. For those who do not know what that is breakdancing. They're introducing that as a Olympic sport this year for the first time ever. It's been very, very popular. You know, of course, I grew up in that era. This is the Unk era right here. You know, the 80s, you know, breakdancing was big in the 80s. I never did it, can't do it, ain't gonna try. But it's cool to watch, it's fun to watch, but it's taking the world by storm. There have been competitions of breakdancing for years. And so the Olympics was open to do it. So am I going to watch it? Of course I'm going to watch it because I've been watching everything. But this is the first year that it's been done. We're going to see how it is. And that's something that has stood out to me. But there's other things.
There's other things. Well, what are those other things? Let's get into it.
Well, the other things that have stuck out is like, you know, with the winners, with the different types of sports that's been going on. Now, just I would say an hour ago, Simone Biles, who is the best, I would say hands down, the best gymnast in American history, won a medal just an hour ago, won another gold. Women's gymnastics is back on top again after falling short in last year's Olympics, but they're back on top. And Simone Biles just became the leader in medals for any U.S. gymnast in U.S. history. She just did that an hour ago, went into freestyles with the ladies, the floor event. I believe it was the floor event. I might be wrong, but they just won it, and she surpassed all gymnasts in American history as that gymnast of all time. Simone Biles, congrats, good job. Women's sports, period. This is just another feather in the cap of women's sports this year. The WNBA has been incredible this year with the wonderful draft class that just came in. Been great. If you're not watching the WNBA, if you've not watched it this year, you are robbing yourself of good basketball. Women's sports been great. Women's wrestling has been great. And now women's gymnastics has been even better. And that's just adding a feather in the cap of women's sports. So that's another thing. Now, adding on to the women's sports yet again, Lauren Scruggs became the first Black fencer in U.S. history to medal in fencing. She was the silver medalist in the foil event. She did that. She competed against her teammate who won the gold, and she ended up winning the silver. She's the first Black fencer to ever do that. And as I'm seeing on the TV right now, I don't know if you remember this cat, but do you remember Chase Budinger?
Chase Budinger. Jog my memory.
He played in the NBA, played for the Arizona Wildcats. And he was the Mr. Basketball in California. He got drafted. I want to say, yeah, Chase Budinger.
Okay. I'm tracking now.
Yeah, Chase Bud qualified for the Olympics in beach volleyball.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, crazy stuff. I didn't know. I had no idea. I just found this out today, like while I was going through all the sports, and I saw Chase Budinger is playing beach volleyball, and you know he looks great. He's 37 years old. He retired from the pros in basketball. Like he was a journeyman. He had offers to play overseas, but he decided to go into beach volleyball because he played volleyball in high school, and he was a great volleyball player in high school. And so he retired from basketball, decided that he was going to pursue beach volleyball. He's actually been world class at it. He's done great, and he's in the Olympics right now.
Dude, that's pretty crazy, especially like beach volleyball. For some reason, that is the one sport that has always stuck out to me. Like, hey, if I wanted to play, and Mac saying set complete right there. Mac join us right now on the Boom Broadcasting YouTube channel. That's the little red icon right next to his profile picture and his name, where you guys can watch our show, Dad and the Boys, also on Boom Broadcasting and a part of the Fans First Sports Network. Me and Shannon are no strangers to Fans First Sports Network, so excited for the opportunity with that. But yeah, dude, I always looked at beach volleyball as like, hey, if I wanted to play an Olympic sport, that's probably the one I would go after. What Olympic sport could you see yourself competing in?
Man, there's a lot of them. But I would probably, if I could compete, you're probably gonna laugh at this right here, but I would compete in badminton.
You compete in badminton.
I would compete in badminton. I would do badminton. I would do, man, what else? There's so many. I mean, but I'd probably say badminton would be no, handball. It would be
Oh,
handball that I would do. Handball is cool. I love it. I mean, it looks like basketball a little bit. It looks like hockey a little bit. Or 3-on-3 basketball. They've got 3-on-3 basketball as well too at the Olympics. I was watching it a minute ago. Our guys fell short. I can't remember who it was we lost to, but our guys fell short in 3-on-3 basketball. But I played 3-on-3 basketball as well too. So of
you think
course,
you think you could hang with the Big Three league?
absolutely not. But I
Oh,
would, I would try my best though. For real, I would do my best, but absolutely not.
that's all you can ask for is to do your best. I expect nothing less of you. And by the way, you've been putting out your best work with quick hits here recently. It's amazing to think we're a day away from being 1 full month into this boom broadcasting endeavor.
Yeah, man, it's been great. This episode will be a little bit different. Not going to say too much, but it'll be a little different from the other ones. I explain why in the show as well too. I explain why, but it's going to be a good different because it's going to be a better take. So it won't be anything far off. I will get to talk about something that I'll enjoy in the next few episodes. I'm going to leave it at that. So make sure that you watch tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Okay, bet. I got you. And of course, I know if you're working at 9 a.m., you can always go back and rewatch it because it's always there on the Boom Broadcasting YouTube channel. But one thing I want to touch on before we move into Top Rope Tuesday for our wrestling fans join us is the Olympic standouts. And you notice in the picture, it's Victor Wembanyama right there. Also, Summer saying that guy from Outta Pocket. Is he talking about me? You talking about me?
You're hosting the show, man. You better be. I mean,
and UNC, or is he saying Unk?
Yeah, he's saying Unk.
He's saying Unk. Okay. So I'm that guy from Outta Pocket. He is Unk, right?
Yo, there you go. You got it right. Okay, we got it. We're good.
Dude, we need to create you a T-shirt, by the way. Instead of saying I'm a pro wrestling guy, say I'm an Unk guy.
Oh yeah, it's coming. There's ideas for shirts that are going to be coming. I've got 2 in mind, and they will be made. I'll make sure to get one of them sooner than later. And you probably have an idea of it, but I'll tell you about it later. So
okay,
yeah. So it'll be more. There'll be more.
Okay, we'll put out on Twitter saying let us know if you'd wear a quick hit shirt. Because that would be pretty cool. I literally posted it to my personal Twitter right now. But yeah, one thing I do want to say is Victor Wembanyama is competing against national, global renowned talent, and he is playing pretty good. I mean, this is why I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that if there's a team that Team USA needs to worry about, it's France and Victor Wembanyama because of how much talent is coming from France into the NBA now. And Victor Wembanyama is honestly showing in the Olympics he can take the entire world by storm. And so, Shannon, when I think about this, and I think we just got dubbed the Brothers of Destruction, potentially. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing that we're about to destroyed Team USA's hopes and beaten France in the Olympics. Hopefully we don't get canceled by our own country. But dude, if Victor Wembanyama can take the next step in these Olympic games and carry that momentum into the NBA season, I think NBA teams should be very, very fearful.
As they should. Now, I will say this. They had a near brush today against Japan. And I watched that game. Japan was close to beating them. And if it wasn't for a miracle shot that one of their guards made, and he got fouled on the 3. You got to go back and find that game. You got to watch it because they were close to losing. France was dead to rights. Japan about had them though, so they were dead to rights. If it wasn't for that three, and then the free throw being made after that, they would have took a loss that they shouldn't have. But that overtime was all Victor Wembanyama. He was shooting all over the place. He shot three after three, and they ended up winning the game by 8 in overtime. But as you were saying, if he carries that momentum into the league, and he just needs pieces around him in San Antonio. He needs those pieces. He's getting a Chris Paul that's excited to play. I watched Chris Paul on Colin Cowherd the other day, and he's enjoying his offseason. He's been doing some more work, but he says he's ready and excited to get on the court with Victor Wembanyama, and who wouldn't be, especially with the way that he's playing right now. He's had a very good game today against Japan, even though they almost came on the downside of it. But yeah, France is tough, but if France's squad doesn't play on the level that Victor Wembanyama is playing, then they might have an early exit. It's a possibility.
Ooh, that would be quite the thing. By the way, we are wanting to do an extended episode for the MLB trade deadline. Just a couple things to note. Isaiah Kiner Khalifa, which if you are native to the Hickory, North Carolina region, he is a former crawdad that just got traded from the Toronto Blue Jays to the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was literally 2 minutes ago. That trade just came through. Also, the Pirates acquiring not only Isaiah Kiner Khalifa, but also acquiring Brian De La Cruz from the Miami Marlins just now. Pirates are making moves. We're going to bring in, mouthing off with Mike, the guy from MOWM and the Nightcap. He will be in the show here in just moments to break down all of this MLB trade deadline, because there's a lot. Also, the Texas Rangers acquiring Andrew Chafin from the Detroit Tigers. Let's go.
Yeah. They were expecting him to get traded because the way that Detroit is playing right now, they're they're kind of scraping the plate when it comes down to it, because the Guardians are playing good baseball this year. They're playing very good baseball, which is surprising because me and Brett ran out of jokes now. We can't talk about the American League Central anymore. The Guardians are up there, with some of the best records in baseball. So we might want to hush. We can't talk about it no more. So me and Brett got to run. We got to get some more jokes now because it's been exciting. But that's good for y'all. Oh man, that's really good.
Dude, that's why I wore my Texas Rangers shirt today, just for a little extra good luck. I mean, dude, this could change everything. I just looked up some stats for him this season with Detroit, a 3.16 ERA with 50 strikeouts in 37 innings for Detroit this season. This will be the 6th team in Chafin's career, and hopefully the last one, because he was traded to the Brewers from the Diamondbacks at last year's deadline. He signed with the Tigers this offseason, so he's bounced around the league a lot the last couple of years. This will be his 4th team in about 13 months, so that's not entirely what we want. But, dude, if this can help our pitching, I feel like that's the only thing that Texas really needs right now. That, and obviously stay healthy, which Josh Young just got back on the active roster.
Yep, that's good for you. This second half is going to be integral for a lot of teams, especially my Atlanta Braves being one of them, having to play in the daggum division with the Philadelphia Phillies. And I don't want to give the Phillies any credit whatsoever, but they're playing some daggum good baseball. And the Mets, now Philadelphia's playing the Yankees right now. They're in that interleague play going on now, but I think that they'll make short work of the Yankees, to be honest with you. There's a lot of things that the Yankees have got to work on. Aaron Judge hit his 39th home run, which is good for him. Aaron Judge is a wonderful baseball player. It's just that, unfortunately, his team ain't caught up with him. And it's rough playing in that. Who would have thought? Honestly, over the past couple of years, with the way the Baltimore Orioles have built, who would have thought that they would be taking out the Yankees right now? Even the Red Sox, too. And that with the Red Sox as well, too, because the Orioles have had a good farm league. Gunnar Henderson has played some really, really good baseball. I'm liking Gunnar Henderson. I'm a Gunnar Henderson fan. I
Dude,
like
he's so good. He's
yeah,
so good.
very good, very good. I like Gunnar Henderson, and watching him play, he's a good baseball player, and I like what he's doing. The Orioles are commanding that AL East, and it's been interesting watching it. It has been very interesting.
Well, we're about 10 minutes away from the MLB trade deadline coming to an end at 6 p.m. Eastern time, but news is going to pour in throughout this episode. Probably we'll find out breaking news and
Yeah.
we'll report it as we go. We'll have Mouthing Off with Mike, the guy from MOWM, the guy from the Nightcap. I was on the Nightcap with him last night to come in and talk baseball. So right before he comes in, I wanted to bring up some wrestling stuff. Dude, he's going to drop his SummerSlam predictions tomorrow on his YouTube channel. I'm going to drop my SummerSlam predictions with a few twists and turns, a few surprises. We're going to have a spoiler alert. We're going to have a lot of guests on Drop the Mic tomorrow, 2 p.m. And I'll cover all that. And you guys get to see what we're cooking up on Drop the Mic and Boom Broadcasting. But SummerSlam's this Saturday, Shannon. And before Mike lets himself in the door, I got to ask you, this SummerSlam could be very, very, very special. And our Top Rope Tuesday crowd, they know what I'm about to ask. SummerSlam 2002 has always been dubbed the best SummerSlam of all time, top to bottom. You had Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, from The Rock, Brock Lesnar. You had Triple H, Shawn Michaels. I mean, just so many great matches. I genuinely believe that this SummerSlam could be the best SummerSlam of all time, surpassing 02. What do you think? I don't think I'm out of pocket for saying that.
No, I really don't think you are. And as a wrestling fan that would like for a better SummerSlam to occur to beat out that SummerSlam, I hope it does, because this is we've got a full card. And if I think and what you think happens at SummerSlam, it will be the best. And that's if Roman Reigns comes back. And if that happens, it's done. It's done, I believe, especially with the Bloodline story still holding weight in the WWE as well, too. It will be combustible elements during that premium live event. It will be incredible. I would love to see that. I hope it does. To be honest with you, I really do.
Dude, that'd be awesome. I've been predicting that, by the way, before anyone else predicted that. I predicted that, like, I swear 2 months ago when we started seeing the dissension between, the Bloodline's actually going after Cody. I'm like, dude, this is setting up. Solo pins Cody in the 6-man tag. It happened. Solo earns the title match at SummerSlam, and that happened. And of course, Solo's going to fail, and Roman Reigns comes back to reclaim his spot at the head of the table, because Solo's not holding back any punches, is he not?
No, not at all. The way he's building his own group right now, the way that he's building it, the way that he's running it, it is very important that he runs it like that. He's running it like a true heel stable. And that is what makes it good. And it's hard to look away from it. It's hard to overlook it, because of course, if you've been watching WWE over the past couple, I would say past 2 years, you would know that this story has been one of the most underlying stories in all of wrestling. And it's getting better and better. It's still going, which is one thing. And it's not getting stale. It's still getting good because of all the elements, the intangible elements in there, the adding on of new guys, Paul Heyman's involvement, Solo Sikoa, the way that he's running it, and the looming fact that Roman Reigns will be back anytime, and we don't know when. That's what makes it good.
Dude, I really think it happens this weekend. Like
Yeah.
I'm sticking to that. There's, nothing that indicates otherwise for me right now when it comes to Roman Reigns coming back. And this story is about to get a lot better. And we'll be inviting mouthing off with Mike here in just a couple minutes. Be sure, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell us in the comments if you're enjoying or if you're not. We'll take the constructive criticism. But I feel pretty confident that either somebody's going to, just push my buttons, or you're actually enjoying Out of Pocket today for this hour-long special. We don't usually do hour-long. We usually wrap up here in a few minutes, but the MLB Trade Deadline is now 4 minutes away from being complete. And I have to ask you this. Yeah, I am thinking SummerSlam is going to be one for the ages this year. But what match of all the matches are you looking forward to the most?
Oh man, you know that one already. I'm looking forward to when LA Knight wins the United States Championship. I'm looking forward to that. Logan Paul, and I will go ahead and give credit where credit is due. As a guy who watched David Arquette destroy the WCW Championship by holding it and him not being a true wrestler, I will say this: Logan Paul has done better than what I thought he has, or what I thought he would. He's done a very good job holding the United States Championship. It's not been a great run, and it wasn't supposed to be a great run. That's one of the things that needs to be understood. It wasn't supposed to be a great run. It wasn't supposed to be a run for the ages because he's not a full-timer in the WWE. But the fact that he held the title good enough, and he's going to give the title to somebody who is super over right now in LA Knight, it is going to be really, really good when the fans get what they want, because they've been wanting the LA Knight push for a long time. He's one of the most over guys in all of wrestling right now, and this is going to be something that's going to build LA Knight up. But outside of that match, I would say I'm looking forward to Gunther and Jay. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward. No, Gunther and
Damian Priest.
Gunther and Damian Priest, because like you said, Mike, Damian Priest's face turn is happening. It is happening. I thought that Gunther was gonna be the one to turn face, but it looks like that's not gonna happen. Gunther's still gonna stay heel. He's still gonna be where he's at. Imperium is not there with him. It's just Gunther and Gunther by himself, which ain't bad. At all. I like it. But I think that Damian Priest is showing that he can be a true champion.
Dude, that would be incredible. Gosh, there's so many good matches. Like our comments pouring in. Liv against Rhea. Elizabeth was telling me earlier, like after Monday Night Raw last night, she is hype. She's looking forward to it. Max saying, "Mommy," he's putting all the marbles in to mommy. Dude, I'm gonna butcher this, just like I'm gonna butcher half of these MLB trade names. Dude, help me out. If you can give me a pronunciation guide in the chat right now, I can be able to pronounce your name. I'm gonna call you Rye. I'm gonna give you a Rye. I'm gonna give you that nickname, or Uko. But I guess I could combine it, right? Uko.
Say that. I think that's
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Give me the pronunciation guide. Pirates and Rangers making moves. That is true. The Rangers are making moves. I'm refreshing my browser every couple minutes because Orioles making moves, White Sox making moves, Rangers, Pirates. If you missed it, have acquired Brian De La Cruz from the Miami Marlins. Forgot the other name, dude. There's so much happening right now. Oh my goodness. Texas Rangers, as I mentioned a few moments ago, acquiring Andrew Chafin from the Detroit Tigers. Max saying, "Let's go Rangers. Let's go Rangers. We need help with our pitching." I don't know what the Rangers gave up to go get Andrew Chafin. Hopefully they give one of our, I'm seeing it. They'll send minor league right-handed pitchers Chase Lee and Joseph Montalvo to Detroit. Shan, I got to ask you, we see a lot every MLB trade deadline. We see a lot of veterans move. We have just hit the 6 o'clock hour. Mouthing Off with Mike will be here momentarily to break down all the stuff that's happened at this MLB trade deadline. We see every year veterans leave teams, and teams actually acquire usually minor league guys. So what do you think happens to an MLB team to be like, hey, we'll give away this veteran, but hey, let's stockpile these prospects to hopefully grow the youth of our team? Do you think that's the right strategy to depart with some of these all-star players?
Well, look at what the Orioles did. The Orioles have done that. The Orioles have had a good farm league. My Atlanta Braves have done that for a good bit. They've done that a good bit. They've stockpiled the future. That was one of the things they've done. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays done that towards the turn of the 2000s as well too, and that's what solidified them as well. They got younger players, more athletic guys. It just goes to show you the league's getting younger, as you can tell with the All-Star game. There were 30 plus first-time All-Stars in Major League Baseball this year. I think what it is, a lot of these teams are looking for the next big name. As you can see, Paul Skeens got 100 Ks already, and we're approaching the halfway mark of the season, and he's just been cooking right now. I don't know if that, I don't want to say too early, but that man reminds me a lot of a young Nolan Ryan, just with how hard he
really
throws. He does. He reminds me of a young Nolan Ryan, and that's a throwback to my man Mr. D, because that was his favorite pitcher of all time was Nolan Ryan. And watching Nolan Ryan being the oldest player to throw a no-hitter at 44 years old, how hard he threw. Nolan Ryan was a gamer. That dude could play. But if Paul Skeens still has the success that he's having, he could be close to a Nolan Ryan type player. But I think that's what these teams are doing right now. They're trying to get younger. The MLB has gotten younger. You know, Bobby Witt Jr. is playing good ball right now. He's a young player. Gunnar Henderson, like we said before, he's a young player. He's doing very, very well. But I think a lot of these teams right now are looking to their future with the expendable parts of a baseball team. That's what they're wanting to do. And I think that's a good idea.
Dude, we have crossed the 6 o'clock trade deadline. And as promised, not only is Michael Davis on Outta Pocket, of course, I mean, it's Outta Pocket, but Michael Davis, not only do we have the host of Quick Hits Podcast _ Smitty, but we also have the guy who barely missed Top Rope Tuesday. We also have the guy who drops his wrestling predictions tomorrow morning on his own YouTube channel, the same YouTube channel you need to subscribe so we get the Dirty Dump Stash. And he hosts the Nightcap, and things got a little freaky last night as we nightcapped Monday Night Raw. We got from Mouthing Off with Mike, we have Mike.
Yes, sir. What an introduction. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy is back on Outta Pocket for a Top Rope Trade Deadline Tuesday. How we doing, people? Let's go.
Dude, I am so excited. It broke my heart, you know, and of course, you know, you had to take care of other things too, but you were like, this is going to be my last Top Rope Tuesday. And I had to do the hour-long episode, and I said it was for the MLB trade deadline, but honestly, it was just for Mike to come in. I mean, we rolled out the red carpet.
My heart is full. You know, I don't know what else to say. I might start crying here on Outta Pocket. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, today was a crazy day in the sports world. Now, I wasn't able to catch what the good brothers were talking about, but I heard we were talking a little MLB trade deadline action here. And I got to say, I had to bust out the old Yankee jersey here because I wanted to talk a little bit about some of these moves that the Yankees have made in the trade deadline. Hopefully meaning, you know, the chase for 28 is back on, and I can hit us with a, we're back, baby. We got Jazz Chisholm. We got Mark Leiter Jr. What a time to be alive. We bolstered some pitching, and we got ourselves a guy who is willing to play ball and just wants to win. I'm here for it, fellas. Some crazy moves being made today, man. We saw, I don't know, you were talking about the Pirates. I heard you're talking a little Paul Skeens action. Pirates picked up IKF, a little super utility action here today. I caught that. So fill me in, Mr. Prez. Fill me in, Mr. Quick Hits. What'd I miss?
Dude, we've covered the IKF. We've covered a couple Pirates Rangers moves. We've covered the Rangers getting pitching help in the form of Andrew Chafin. But we haven't even talked about the Yankees moves because they've done a lot. The Yankees switched pitchers with the Houston Astros. Yeah. Astros getting Caleb Ferguson. Yankees getting Kelly Austin, left-hand pitcher versus right-handed pitcher. Mike, you mentioned Mark Leiter Jr. The Yankees get from the Cubs in exchange for Ben Cowles and Jack Neely. Those are some big news. And then I'm sure a couple days ago, the Yankees acquiring Jazz Chisholm from the Miami Marlins. Marlins also making moves. I know Mike's excited about his Yankees. Shannon, can you humble him if it comes to these moves, or do you like what the Yankees have done at the deadline?
That's what the Yankees needed, was pitching. And that was something that their manager was talking about. You know, they've got the bat. They've got probably, I would say, if you want to make a case of who's the number one or who's the number two hitter, unless you're a Shohei Ohtani guy or you're an Aaron Judge guy, that could be interchangeable. But you've got one or two. Like, you know, the Yankees have the 1-2 best hitter in Major League Baseball right now. And plus, you know, he's leading in the MLB in home runs. 39, he hit his 39th last night, and I'm kind of glad it was off the Phillies, which I'm very happy about.
I mean, you got to talk about that too, man. Phillies made some moves here too.
They sure did, and that's what. And I hate it. I mean, because I'm a Braves guy, and the Phillies, you know, of course, are atop of the NL East right now. You know, the Mets are circling. You know, the fish are the fish. They're there. That's it. So once they traded Stanton to you guys, it was just pretty much, this is it. We're just here. Hi guys. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I mean, I will say, I mean, for me, the Marlins organization, I really thought they were at their peak, and I don't want to sound like a biased Yankee fan, but like at the end of the day, I think Jeter really came in and really helped out with that organization, but then got rid of a lot of guys that, you know, maybe he shouldn't have at the time. But then, you know, looking back on it, I mean, they loaded up on prospects. They had a team that, you know, made a push a couple of years ago. So it's very interesting, dude. But I feel like today's trade deadline, fellas, the teams that were we knew that were selling, sold, and the teams that we knew that were buying for the playoff push coming down the pipeline here, they bought, right? We saw the Mets added, I want to say about 5 hands and arms to that bullpen here. You know, the Phillies. Shook. There you go. Get into it. Tell the people. Give us some names.
The Mets.
All Blackburn.
Yep.
Mets got TJ Shook a few days ago. They got Ryan Stanek from the Mariners. Mets also got Jesse Winker from the Nationals, trading away Tyler Stewart. And then today, the Mets giving up Josh Walker, the left-hand pitcher, for another left-hand pitcher, Nicholas Carino. Again, probably butchering half of these names, just like it. Mets acquiring Paul Blackburn, as Mike mentioned, from the A's for Cade Morris, giving away Cade Morris in that trade. And then Tyler Zuber from the Tampa Bay Rays. And then, oh my gosh, this is minutes ago, Oscar Brazoban from the Miami Marlins, the Mets acquiring for Wilfredo Lara. Wow, they were super active.
And here's the big breaking news of the day. I hate this. Fellas, I'm absolutely pissed right now. The Dodgers acquire right-hand pitcher Jack Flaherty from the Tigers.
No way.
You kidding me? You got to be kidding me, dude.
Did that just come in?
That just came in right now.
That happened right before the trade deadline. Right before it. Are you
serious?
Yeah. And I mean, the Dodgers just keep getting better, man. They were talking about that, you know, that 3-team trade that they had. I think it was St. Louis, them, and I can't remember the other team. I think it was Chicago. I think it was Cubs.
Yeah, Chicago was in the mix on that one.
And they were talking about, you know, the rich are getting richer. You know, the Dodgers are getting better. They're loading up. They know they could win the National League, and they're the favorite. I mean, I can't say they're not the favorite. I mean, they got the biggest off-season acquisition in Shohei Ohtani, so of course, what are they going to do? They're going to keep going.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that. I can't believe, because I know the Yankees were in big conversations with them
Yep.
about him. I really cannot believe that they let him fall right into the Dodgers' clutches. Yeah, I mean, just an honest classic. I mean, you mentioned it. You said the Dodgers keep getting better and better. They're the favorite. But I feel like this happens every year, Shannon, right?
Yeah.
Dodgers are the favorite going into the playoffs, right? And then here comes them snakes, baby. Here come them D-backs. And they made some moves here too. They picked up AJ Puck. And they picked up Josh Bell, who for, I think, now the third year in a row gets traded before the deadline.
Yeah.
Hey, Max saying can't build it, buy it.
That was the Yankees Steinbrenner, when George was around.
Might know all about that. I mean,
yeah, that. I mean, like, at the end of the day, I will say, like, any Yankees fans that are like, oh, well, we gotta, if George Steinbrenner were alive, George Steinbrenner was alive, he would have traded Judge probably like 5 years ago for a bunch of scrubs that were like at the end of their career. I mean, how many times did it happen?
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Youkilis coming in, like.
Wow.
some questionable decisions at the end of the day. I think for me personally, the Rays are who shocked me. The Rays sold off, sending Randy Arozarena, to Seattle. So that's another big move. There's a lot of teams that feel like they're on the cusp. Like even the Mets hanging out in the mid of the trenches in that National League East. They feel that they're competing, and your Braves repicking up your boy Jorge Soler.
Yeah, I saw that.
How do you feel about that?
I was like, yeah, I like it. I mean, for real, man. Solaris, I like Solaris a lot, though, for real. They need to complete it and go get Jock. Go out there and get Jock again. So that would be good. Make a run, because they're half a game behind in the wild card. I'd like to see Jock again in the Pearls. You know what I'm saying? So that would be good.
Dang, is
what a trade deadline, but it felt like it was standard though, Mike. I don't feel like there was anything that really shocked us.
Yeah,
besides Flaherty.
I was about to say, Flaherty's the one that shocked me.
Yeah, of course. That's the one right there. The Dodgers had the money for him and could offer him the best scenario. I mean, because he's going from Detroit to Los Angeles. I mean, that's a big step. Because Detroit wasn't really getting anything right now in AL Central right now. So the Guardians got that division pretty much locked up right now. So.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, are you shocked that the Detroit Tigers, I mean, here's why I'm upset. I'm trying to still like come back down to earth. Is I was super excited. Andrew Chafin, I think that's a good pickup for Texas. But knowing the Tigers did end up trading Flaherty right now, I'm like, what in the world? Also, Max saying probably paying them $1. Messed up. We keep talking about how the NFL salary cap's messed up with all these quarterbacks. I ranted about the Jordan Love contract yesterday. How can a team pay a guy $1 a year and be like, hey, we'll offload your contract, years and making. I mean, Shan did a whole video on Bobby Bonilla and all the contract. Like, this shouldn't be legal.
If I could be one man, it's Bobby Bonilla.
His agent is the MVP of the daggum century. That man, who would have thought that? And it wasn't like it wasn't advantageous for the Mets either, because the Mets didn't have to pay him until like another 10 years. So of course they were like, oh, okay, so we just cut him checks after these 10 years, and I'm pretty sure they didn't think the 10 years was going to come that quickly. So they got to pay that man $1.19 million every year until 2035.
That's still one of the funniest. I love that we still celebrate Bobby Bonilla Day here. I love that that's still like a thing that we all come together and we're like, happy Bobby Bonilla Day. He's getting $1.19 million every year.
Yeah, no doubt. That's hilarious. I mean, for real, and thinking that we would still be talking about this, to this day. It's They got to pay him for it'll be next year will be 10 years. So we have to pay him for 10 more years.
Insane, dude. I'd be remiss if we didn't discuss, what I would say is our biggest rival in the American League East, the Orioles, picking up Eloy Jimenez today. They did get rid of Austin Hayes, in a trade the other day, if I remember correctly, with
To
the
the Phillies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
to the
Phillies
Phillies.
also here, really reinforcing. I mean, Derek Jeter called it at the All-Star game. He said his pick was Philly and Baltimore in the World Series. And to be honest, with the way things are trending, he might be onto something there. I mean, we have to see how the Dodgers progress in the postseason. But at the end of the day, I think those two teams, the Lightning is striking at the right time, and it usually does, for the most part, be paying his grandkids.
Yes, sir.
we love Mac, dude. I love it. I mean, he secured generational wealth. I mean, how hard, it's what's that stat? It's like professional athletes, like 40% of them or something are like bankrupt, like 5 years or something after they retire from sports.
You were thinking his future. I mean, he was thinking his future. He said, "Look, I may not be playing baseball for the rest of my life, but y'all gonna pay me after I'm done. Y'all gonna pay me." So
Get paid.
Yeah,
Mike,
I will say, I'm shocked the Yankees didn't move Nestor Cortez and or Gleyber Torres. I just had a feeling the way that Gleyber has been kind of playing and kind of what his attitude has really been towards them saying, "Hey, you're going to play this position. Hey, you're going to play this position." And him responding with "I'm a second baseman." I just,
fair.
You know what I'm saying? You got a guy who Jazz Chisholm who comes in on trade deadline and is like, "I'll play anywhere they want me to play. I'll play center. I'll play second. I'll play third." All the cousins. What's that Eminem lyric? All of a sudden, I got 90 some sisters and cousins or something.
Man.
Bro, he's like, "Yo, man, no."
Mike, I'm so glad the nightcap was after Mac's bedtime last night, because if he had been throwing these comments last night, you would have completely went you almost lost me at one point because I was laughing.
Probably would have went 2 hours if the king himself, Mac Davis, was dropping these gems on us. We probably would have ran so far over time. Probably would have been like 1 a.m. Eastern time. People would have been hopping out or just falling asleep like Shannon did, on Quick Hits a couple weeks ago. I'm always gonna throw a little bit back at him for that one. Said,
"Oh yeah, man. I mean,
hit me with the honk shoe, not the hawk shoe, the honk shoe."
It wasn't the fact that I was bored. It's just and I gotta set bedtime. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. It was no. I mean, it was just the fact. Hey, man, I couldn't hang. It is. Let off, what do you can chew? You just say, "Man, I can do this. I can watch this." And then next thing you know, you out in the chair. You know what I mean? The chair I'm doing quick hits in every day, is a chair I've slept in a few times. It's real. I mean, it's not good for the neck support, so I got to be careful.
No, he said we got to get that neck strong, baby. We got to get you a Roddy Strong neck brace.
No, I just gotta have a back, man, because
we need back strong.
See, look, that's the back to it right there. I'm 6'2". That's rough, man.
we gotta keep you away from Shinsuke Nakamura, that's for sure.
Oh my god.
I know about your neck.
Wow, this
listen, fellas,
this is what a great deadline, by the way. Just chilling, just hanging.
I'm gonna pose the question here on Outta Pocket with Michael Davis. Out of these teams that we've seen make some big moves here tonight, who do you think gets an A? Who gets a B? Who gets a C? And who gets a big old fat F? And it comes to the trade deadline.
Who made you the host? I'm supposed to ask that question.
Hey,
okay.
You can ask it now, man. I mean, you can ask it now.
Guys, I have a great idea. Hold up. All right. So, of all these teams who made moves at the deadline, I mean, we're going to start grading them like teachers. Who deserves an A? Who deserves a B or a C? I mean, who are you giving a D and then the fat F? I don't know. That just came
Give
up
it-
to me. I didn't run that by you guys before we went on air. What teams, Mike? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but where would you rank those teams with those grades?
I'll give the Yankees. I'll give the Yankees a solid B-. I think we addressed some areas that we needed to address. I think there was definitely some more sought after talent that I would have liked, particularly Jack Flaherty. So thanks Dodgers once again. I think, to be honest here, I don't want to say it. I think the Mets came in and they accomplished their goal. They added bullpen pieces, that diversified it. They added pitching. That was their main problem, was the bullpen. They were losing games because of the bullpen. So I got to give the Mets. I think I got to give the Mets an A- here. I think Baltimore in the B range. The Dodgers, they did get Ahmed Rosario. They picked up Jack Flaherty. I'm sure there's a few names that I'm missing off the top of the dome here. I'll give the Dodgers, just for the Jack Flaherty, I got to give him an A. He's one of the best pitchers in the game right now. And I really, the Phillies, another team, got to give them a B. I think a solid B for the Phils with the moves that they made.
Oh man, I saw where they said the White Sox aren't going to trade their pitcher. That they're not going to trade it. He didn't end up getting traded. The White Sox had the young man that made the All-Star game. He didn't get traded, which was surprising because they were talking about he was going to get traded. You know, he wants. I mean, not the fact that he wants out there. It's just the fact that they ain't got nothing for him. You know, with him being White Sox, the White Sox are, they trash. So it is what it is. But they're not going to trade him, and they didn't trade him, which was surprising. I mean, I hate it for him. So he's going to be on the trash squad, for a while.
That is top tier analysis right there. Shane's just like, he's trash. He's on the trash squad.
I've been watching the White Sox, man. I mean, for real, I watched the White Sox, not by choice, but I mean, I've watched them a little bit, and I'm just like, oh Lord, this is why me and Brett make jokes about the American League Central. I mean, because when they're bad, they're bad. I mean, the Cleveland Guardians, who I never thought in a million years, even after the name change, because I've known them as the Cleveland Indians, Major League is crying right now. That movie was one of my favorite movies of all time, is Major League. The very first Major League I have it. I had Major League 1 and 2. Very good movies.
On DVD or yes. VHS.
Oh, yeah, yes, too. I mean, don't knock it since we're going to be funny. Please rewind. You don't know. I could tell that this generation did not grow up of be kind, please rewind, and it shows. No
consideration. He's coming at our people. He's coming at our generation, dude.
You don't know what it's like to go to Blockbuster Video and not have what it is that you want and have.
Whoa!
We're on the tail. I'm on the tail end of that.
Yeah,
I'm on the tail
me
end.
Too. I'm old enough to. I'm old enough to remember over on 421 over here, we had Hollywood Video. Yeah. That's now an urgent care.
Exactly.
I mean,
what they turn it into.
I can't believe how many times I went there to rent and re-rent and re-rent and re-rent WrestleMania 15 with
God.
The Undertaker, Big Boss Man, Rock Austin 1.
Why?
The best Intercontinental 4-way match in WrestleMania history with Road Dogg and Goldust and a couple other guys.
Oh my goodness.
Just you don't know Shattered Dreams.
You don't know about Shattered Dreams.
Dude,
ladies and gentlemen, what has happened today?
Dude,
what did I bring upon this panel? I should have never popped in, man. You guys said my name today. I had to appear. And I just cause hijinks everywhere I go. It's just pure chaos.
Speaking of say his name and he appears, Mike is going to be hosting the Nightcap tonight, NXT, and Joe Hendry's doing a concert for NXT live. So I'm sure Mike's going to have the whole lyrical breakdown later this evening.
Oh, you already know me and my guest host, host of the Black Masses and Constellations pod, Torrin and Tortellini. We're going to break down the lyrics. We're gonna overanalyze it. We're gonna talk about, if you believe, you gotta believe in Joe Hendry, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta believe in him.
Dude, you guys had magic last week on the NXT nightcap, so I'm glad you're running it back tonight. But with this MLB trade deadline, I'd be remiss without saying the Dodgers pretty much, I mean, were the team that won it. And like Max said, if you can't build it, buy it. That's their philosophy. Not only the Jack Flaherty trade, oh my gosh,
I can't.
I'm upset that Texas didn't I don't know what they gave up. I don't know what the Dodgers gave up for Jack Flaherty, but I'm upset the Rangers settled for Andrew Chafin. And if Andrew Chafin ends up being an absolute dog this season, I never said that, by the way. But also like that Cardinals and White Sox trade yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dodgers acquiring Tommy Edman,
Wow.
Michael Kopech, Oliver Gonzalez. And I feel like they didn't overpay either in that trade with the Cardinals and White Sox.
Dodgers also picked up Kevin Kiermaier from the Blue Jays. Tampa picked up Dylan Carlson. I didn't even see that, dude.
Dude, there's literally like I've been refreshing my browser every few minutes.
Gregory Soto is going to the Orioles for Seth Johnson, a pitching prospect, and Mark Cannon is going to the Giants.
Luis Garcia just went to Boston.
Good Lord, there is.
The Orioles, Austin Slater just went to the Orioles.
Wow.
What?
Austin Slater just went. That was about before it ended, I believe. I think it was about 10 minutes. Austin Slater ended up going. So, I mean,
wow.
Trying to build, man. Trying to build.
Paul DeJong went to the Royals.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got asked because Mike's really pleased. Mike's really pleased with his Yankees. I would have preferred, Jack Flaherty, but we got Andrew Chafin. I won't be super upset. Shan, with your Braves, I think they only made one move.
Was it?
Are you okay with that? With where they're standing right now? Because right now their record, the Atlanta Braves record, they're behind the Phillies about 8.5 games back at 56-49.
We're still in a good spot, I believe. My guys are still in a good spot. We had to fill the bullpen. We had to get some bullpen moves. So that was one of the things that had to be done. And Solero, of course, putting him in there was good. Our squad is still good. We're still reeling over the injury. My man, Ron Acuna Jr. getting hurt. The trouble. We're a good hitting squad. Like the guys can hit, but it's not like been in the past couple of years where we're just hitting it. So sounds like our Cowboys one move. I watched that out of pocket. Oh, you got crumbled, man. It was. I felt bad. I felt bad for about 12 seconds. I felt bad, but they were dogging you about Dak. To be honest with you, they were dogging about him though. They were. Josh throws more picks. He threw more picks last year, and Josh Allen was still looked at as a good baller and everything, which he can play quarterback real well. I'm not taking anything away from Josh Allen, but this year, if they don't get over the hump with Miami, and Miami is rebuilding, I mean, getting all their guys solidified, Tyreek Hill, got Waddle in there, got paid those guys. Paid Tua Tagovailoa. The verdict's still out on Tua, in my opinion. I would have paid Jordan Love. I would have paid Jordan Love more than I would have Tua Tagovailoa because the reason why I say that is because Tua has more around him. Now look at the receiver spot here. You got Hill, you got Waddle, you've got Mostert, you got Achane in the backfield. He's got an offense around him. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Who was that person they were saying is like that? Brock Purdy. Huh? So everybody was talking about, Brock Purdy's got all their weapons around him. That's the reason why he's so well. No one says about Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh, boy.
Hey, I give credit to Brock Purdy.
Baseball hour. Wait a minute, I'm confused. My ADHD came into play here. Wait a minute. How did we get on football? I'm so lost.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you own that one right there, MD. I'm not saying that, but that's all I've heard all year was, well, if you take the guys away from Brock Purdy, that's called building a dang squad. It's called building a team. That's what it is. I mean, Jordan Love did well with what he had. He was a few downs away from beating my boys in the playoffs on top of that too. So that has to be remembered because they were close to getting my guys. Tua and the boys fell to Patrick Mahomes, who was supposed to be having a down year with the squad that he had. And then they end up going to the Super Bowl. And then of course they beat my guys. But that's just what it is, the very slot with Tua. I mean, no disrespect to him, but this year, if Miami wins the AFC East or gets to the AFC Championship, that payday for Tua, it'll be worth it. Eyes are going to be on them this year. Especially with them getting paid that much.
I wasn't a fan. I mean, and Isaac's great. He does really good content with the Fun Football Pod. I'm looking forward to Carson with his Lombardi party when he does a Green Bay Packers podcast for Boom Broadcasting. But man, gosh, that was uncalled for on his birthday too. Dak Prescott's birthday last night, and they're dogging him. But I mean,
everybody hates the Cowboys, man. You talk about America's
Yeah,
team,
I mean,
nobody like y'all. I mean, for real, man.
ain't nobody like us.
Don't nobody.
Everybody want to be us. Everybody want to be America's team, and that's why we're America's team, because everybody doesn't care about the Cleveland Browns, even if there's a SummerSlam event in Cleveland this weekend, and we got our wrestling.
Oh, you're getting called out, dude.
Oh, hey,
where's the wrestling?
We did cover wrestling, did we not, Shannon? We did.
Dude, Mike, listen, Elizabeth, Mike's fighting right now. He's actually wrestling with the fact that his Cowboys are not that good as he thinks they are. So it's okay. Wow. He's just having one of those days. I understand, Mike. He's got to wrestle with that. He's now.
If he sees,
he's mad at me. Now he's mad at me. So this means I'm gonna. This means I'm gonna have to pay for the swear jar or something extra. He's gonna up the price or something.
There's heavy interest, by the way. Just for proof, we did talk about wrestling on Top Rope Tuesday. We talked about Rhea and Liv and Roman coming back potentially. But if you are wanting more wrestling content, I mean, Mike drops his SummerSlam picks tomorrow morning on his YouTube channel. I drop the mic tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. with several guests. I'm excited what we're cooking up. It's going to be a very, very special episode. And then Mike's doing his nightcap later tonight. But guys, I promised you an hour. We went the full hour. Super excited. Cowboys are number one. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thanks for making that up to me. Cowboys are number one. They're a reason they're America's team. But Outta Pocket will be back on Thursday, exclusive to the Boom Broadcasting YouTube channel. Excited for what we're cooking up. A reminder of our 500 subscriber giveaway with all their ugly apparel and merch and memorabilia that Mike and Shannon are holding up right now. But we're doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. Get in on that by subscribing to the YouTube channel. Whenever we hit 500 subs, that's when we'll announce it. So could be tomorrow, could be the next day, could be next week, could be 3 years from now. And at that point, we might as well just do a new video game. So be sure you're sharing this with your friends.
It better not be 3 years from now. You guys better go subscribe.
Yeah, man,
we don't want free things from our hard-earned money in our pockets. Go get the subscription giveaway.
Y'all need to get this video. I'm tired of talking about it, man. It's getting on my day.
Tired of it. I just want to give it away to someone. Please, hurry up. Go do it, please. Yeah, exactly.
And on that note, we're going to edit that off YouTube. But that was Outta Pocket. We're trying to give this game away from our own pockets. We're taking money out of our own pocket to do that. So, guys, be sure you're back Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time on Outta Pocket. Be sure you check all our content out. Quick hits tomorrow morning. Mouth it off with Mike's predictions tomorrow morning and his channel. Drop the mic tomorrow afternoon. Outta Pocket will be back Thursday. Super, super thankful you guys decided to spend this Tuesday evening with us. We hope you're safe these next couple of days, and Outta Pocket will be back Thursday. Can't wait to see you here.
Bye, guys.